opening statement, please.
What a hard-fought super regional. Davidson, incredibly talented, incredibly well coached, incredibly well prepared, gave us everything that we could want and then some, and just very fortunate to win the weekend. And couldn't be more proud of our guys, you know, from top to bottom. All 27 made an impact the last 2 weeks. And, you know, the more I do this, the more I realize that, you know, it's not always about the roster. When you look at the roster, you look at the experience. Sometimes it's when guys on the roster make a decision together to do something special and make their breaks. And, you know, everybody on this roster gets credit for that. But when you look back to the last couple of years of heartbreak, I don't think we would be at this point if it weren't for guys like Michael Barish, Hunter Melton, Ryan Burke, Boomer White, J.B. Moss, Nick Banks, and, you know, Kyle Simons and many others. They got us to the door and allowed us to taste what it feels like, the pressure of being in the super regional. And these seniors, you know, led to 27 through the door this year. Couldn't be more proud of everybody and in and out of our program.
Start with Gabe.
Yeah, if you guys could all three just take us through right now as seniors what this moment really feels like.
Surreal moment right now. Don't really know what to expect. Just all that I can do right now is just enjoy every second of it with my brothers.
Yeah, like Blake said, I mean, it's just I'm at a loss of words, you know, like this is what I've been dreaming of my whole life, to go to Omaha, and now we got the chance to go and compete for a national championship, and I'm so excited.
I can't stop smiling. I know we all know like how hard this season's been. You know, we've had a lot of adversity. We had a lot of adversity this game, so I kind of think that this game kind of summed up our whole season on, you know, how it's never been easy, but we found a way to win.
Rob, if you could speak to the adversity and how that's really made you guys stronger. As you talked to us about in March, you were hoping that would callous you guys and make you stronger, tougher moving forward. Clearly that's happened. But how does that make you stronger as you go now into Omaha trying to be the last team standing?
Well, I mean, you think about how our season's gone. February, really good start. March, not so good. Guys made a decision in Nashville, Tennessee as to how things were going to go, and had a great April. You know, kind of limped to the finish line in May, but we got a shot. They gave us a chance, and we earned that chance, and, you know, we've certainly made the most of it, and these guys get all the credit for that.
Rob, what was that eighth inning like for you? So many unique plays that happened as part of you guys putting up the 7 runs.
For me as a manager, I'm always thinking, okay, the pinch hit, the defensive replacements that we're going to have to make off the pinch hit, the bullpen, and it was a long wait for John Doxakis, who gave us a pretty good hold. Felt like it was time to go to Kaylor Chafin and make the move once we were able to grab the lead. And, you know, it's certainly huge that Pennington allowed us to extend the lead and breathe a little bit. 6 is certainly a lot easier to breathe than 3 with that lineup.
Coach, can you compare advancing at home to advancing on the road? Compare and contrast those feelings?
They're both pretty sweet. That's all I mean, they are both really sweet. But today with 7,500 and all of them hanging on every pitch for you, it's a pretty special feeling to be the head coach at Texas A&M and to represent our baseball program.
Blake, after miscue in the 3rd inning there in right, how sweet was it to get some redemption at the plate and drive in a couple of runs?
Yeah, I mean, definitely had some troubles out in the outfield early in the game. Cost us 2 runs, but I mean, we're taught 5 a.m. runs. Everything we do is dealing with adversity, and
don't do that.
Everything we do is dealing with adversity. Everything we go through, I mean, we're mentally tougher than most guys out there. So I think that helped a lot, and to come up with that big hit was really special.
Walker, on your home run, did you get all of it, and what did it feel like going out of there?
Yeah, I got all of it. I didn't look at it the whole way around. I made eye contact with Coach Carlson right when I hit it, and we just kind of smiled at each other. It's kind of awkward, but it felt great. You know, the crowd was really loud, and you kind of don't remember what happens. Like, you're just so caught up in the moment. When you get to home plate, you can't breathe. Like, everyone's running into you as hard as they can, and you're just trying to get to the dugout. So that's all it was.
Walker, there were weeks in there where you weren't really a part of what was going on. how good does it feel as a senior to be a part of what happened this weekend, especially moving forward now that you're hooked up again?
It feels great. You know, anything I can do to help the team. You know, me and BK, you know, we've had up and down years, and as seniors, you know, it's your last ride, so you want to do whatever you can to help. So it's tough, you know, when you're struggling and you have to be a leader, but also you're not performing. So some of the younger guys, you know, it's tough to, you know, say things to them, but I'm glad I could get some big hits this weekend.
For any of the players, did any of y'all remember watching A&M the last time that they made it to the College World Series, and kind of what does it mean to you to be in this position now, looking back at where you were then?
Was that at Florida State? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see. I didn't watch it live, but I've seen videos, and you know they had great players on that team like Waka, and I'm not sure. I think Stripling maybe. So, and you know this university has so much tradition, so it feels good, you know, to get us back there because I know the fans have been waiting, and so I'm just really proud of what we've done.
Yeah, I remember watching in the World Series. I can't remember where I was, but my dad was talking about like all the players because my dad played here, and so we were following it the whole year pretty much. And so yeah, I watched the World Series. I don't remember a lot of it, but one thing I remember is my dad was telling me. I think Craig Bradson was a freshman, right? Mm-hmm. He was talking about the freshman center fielder and this and that, and like he's the best thing ever. And I don't know. I just remember that for some reason.
Nick, as a player, what was that eighth inning like, watching you guys just keep plugging away?
I mean, that's what we're capable of, you know, when we do things together as a whole. You know, that's how we're going to succeed, is just passing on to the next guy and doing whatever we can to win the at-bat at hand. And, you know, when we do that, that's what happens. We score 7 runs in an inning. So, yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised at all to see us do that, but to be in the moment right there was pretty sweet.
Robin Wade, the last 3 weeks of the regular season, what did you kind of see differently with this team once regional play started? It seemed like you guys have been a little bit more dialed in.
Yeah, I mean, just when our name was called, I think there was some angst in our players as to, is our name going to get called or not, especially with all the upsets on Sunday. And there was some sincere excitement when they heard their name. And once we went to practice and went to work, you could see a renewed commitment to one another, that they were going to go prove that they deserved to be in the NCAAs, and they've certainly done that.
But you kind of credit, you've done well crediting Davidson. Can you just talk about their starter, Roberts? I mean, I don't think he went to a full count until Coleman's double.
He was outstanding. I mean, 3 pitches for a strike. He wasn't intimidated, and just did a wonderful job. I mean, we had a couple of 5 balls that went out of the yard to give us an early lead, give it right back, and you know, he was in the moment. I mean, he did a wonderful job, and you know, we were prepared for him. We saw him on video. We prepared for him, you know, during BP. We talked about our approach before the game starts. So I think at that point, you got to give him a lot of credit.
Nick, could you take us through your 8th inning, AB, to give you some insurance, and then Rob, if you could follow up on just how critical that was before you got a Chafin, get a little insurance up there in the 8th.
You're talking about the second one?
Yeah.
The
second one.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, I mean, we had guys on second and third, 2 outs. I'm just trying to hit the ball hard somewhere, you know, hard and flat. That's kind of our thing as an offense, is be hard and flat. Something through the middle does the job right there. So just kind of sticking to the approach, and I got a pitch I could handle.
And then, Rob, just how significant was that? You were probably going back to Kaler. Wasn't sharp yesterday, now back-to-back days, giving you some insurance.
Yeah, I mean, that inning as it unfolded and they kept making pitching changes, at the moment we were going to run Dox back out there, but, you know, once they made a second change or third change, it was time to get him out of the game, and obviously with the lead it was time for Kaler Chafin, and he was awesome. I mean, just did a great job, and couldn't be more proud of every guy in the dugout.
Coach, you mentioned how hard it was to watch the conference tournaments while y'all were practicing, uncertain of your future. How good will it be tomorrow to be able to maybe watch some baseball and kind of know what your future is?
It's going to be wonderful. I mean, to watch games tomorrow, possibly Monday, and to know that we punched our ticket and that we're headed to Omaha, it's a special feeling.
Coach, I've talked about how this season's been kind of roller coaster, up and down kind of thing. And was there ever any moment that you began to question whether or not you were capable of doing this? Well,
certainly so. I think if you don't say you're questioning yourself at 0-5 in league play, I think you'd be lying to yourself. And for us to find a way to win on Sunday at Vanderbilt was gigantic for us. Go on the road to LSU the next week, find a way to win 2, and now all of a sudden, here we go. And April turned into a really good month for us.
Coach, from your vantage point, what did you see on that dropped pop fly in the infield, and your feelings once it fell down? You guys were able to get it.
I just think once they started coming together, that was incredibly loud. Not a whole lot of communication, and still felt like he made the play. But once they went down, the ball came out of his glove, and we caught a break. And that's something we haven't caught a whole lot of those last couple of years at this point in the season.
Coach, what was it like for you to be able to stand in the dugout and just watch your guys go dog high?
Oh, that's why I do it. I mean, to sit there and enjoy that moment with the smiles on their faces and hoping nobody gets hurt, and to listen to the locker room right now, that's why we spend so much time away from our families, and have such a great time with these guys. To see their joy it's worth it.
For anybody, can you express what your emotional swings must have been like in that second or two, when first of all you see a pop up and you think, okay, the inning's over, and then for a second later, I've got the lead?
I'm sorry. Honestly, I thought he caught it. I was going to get my glove, and then someone in the dugout pointed it out or something. I don't know, but it's like Coach said, we haven't got many breaks this year. So to see that happen, and then I knew Nick was coming up, and I knew he was going to get a hit. So, it was a really good feeling when it happened. And once Nick got that hit, I knew Kaler, that was more runs than he needed. So it was a really good feeling.
Yeah, as soon as the ball went up, I kind of let out like a sigh. I was like, oh, man, because I thought Jorge was going to, hit a grand slam or something. But and then I heard the crowd just get so loud, and I was watching the play, and I was like, oh God. And then they all came together, and I thought he caught it, and then he didn't. So, I was going nuts.
Got time for one more.
But you can go ahead and finish that.
No, I'm good.
Rob, not only are you going to Omaha, but you also got a bunch of guys that weren't hooked up again. Foster crushed the home run. Walker's hit Yoncha, and then on the mound with Dox and Kilkenny, guys who didn't even pitch in the regional. How significant is that for your chances?
Well, our chances are as good as any other team that's going to Omaha, and we've won 5 in a row. Why not 5 more in a row? And but coming through that regional, only using 5 guys, and then to get some more guys out there with some pressure on them, and to have some success, and obviously Logan Foster getting to go back home is a pretty big deal, and had a great day today. So we're looking forward to it, and we're going to enjoy tonight, or this weekend, tonight and tomorrow, and watch some baseball and then be locked in on Monday as far as our preparation heading up on Thursday.